Once you insure your investment property, you might assume that you are covered for any situation that might arise. And this is not the case at all. There are actually 4 supplemental insurance related items that you really need to consider when you are insuring your investment property. So I'm going to talk about the 4 things that you need to make sure your insurance policy either covers, or you might want to consider getting a supplemental policy so that you are covered in the case of major damage. So the first thing is flood insurance. So a lot of people just assume that flood insurance is part of their generic insurance policy, and this is not the case, especially if you are located in an area that is susceptible to major flood events like hurricanes. A lot of times you will have to get a supplemental flood insurance policy to insure your property in the event of a hurricane. So that's the first thing to look out for. Related is a wind policy or wind rider. So some generic insurance policies include this, but some do not. And especially if you are in an area that's susceptible to events like tornadoes or hurricanes, you need to make sure to review your insurance policy to see if it includes wind damage. And if not, you can usually elect to add a wind rider, so an additional item to your insurance policy to cover against wind damage, or you can look at other supplemental wind damage policies. The third item is earthquake protection. So if you have an investment property that's located along a major earthquake fault line, you want to make sure that your policy includes the earthquake rider, or you get supplemental earthquake protection, because most insurance policy, generic policies, do not include protection in the event of earthquakes. And the final item that's not really technically insurance is a termite bond, but it's another thing that's important for protecting your property. So especially in certain areas of the country, like down here in coastal Alabama, termites can be a huge issue, and it's worth getting some additional protection in case you incur major termite damage. So down here in coastal Alabama, most lenders will actually require you to get a termite bond on your property in addition to all of your other insurance. And the termite bond includes an annual termite prevention treatment, as well as repair or replacement coverage if you incur any termite damage. So there are a few areas of the country that are particularly susceptible to termite damage, and especially if you're located in one of those areas, you should really look into getting a termite bond. So those are the 4 supplemental items that you need to consider when insuring your investment property. Hopefully this helps you. Stay tuned for more real estate investing tips.